Kia ora, Legionnaires, Rycon here, and welcome back to Lord of the Rims. We are here in Lost L'Oreal, and Bomfin is still recovering. He has the plague, but his hardy dwarven nature means that, well, it doesn't take as much of an effect on him, which is great news for us. Meanwhile, we have Morg doing some deconstruction around the settlement. And in between caring for Bomfin, Lostiel is harvesting as much as she can, as well, we now have snow. Yes, the cold is on its way, so getting as much food in as possible before that cold is here is going to be crucial for us. And that's why we have little Lobelia helping us out too. Yes, while she isn't cooking, she's going to be harvesting as much as she can. And of course, we have Wilson, who is going to be playing horseshoes while we are all trying to prepare for winter as best we can. And look at that, we're getting some milk from our goat. While it's going to be consuming a little bit of our food, it's also going to be providing us with variation to our own. Now, I did also notice something different in the last, and that's with these, these soil plots. We can actually return the plant cuttings to the soil, which is something that I think we're going to see happening now. And that's kind of why we've had, soil getting depleted over time from use. Yeah. Lostiel down here is researching, as I couldn't queue research up in the last. We don't have Research Pal. That's something that we might look at getting eventually. What that would allow us to do is queue research. First of all, we are focusing on the Elvish clothing. After that, we're going to go pick up the Dwarvish for Bomfin. And while I have my eye on Caddy, it would seem that I forgot to restrict them. I created the animal zone, but we didn't restrict them from entering, and so things got a little messy in here. And Lobelia, we might actually get you to just prioritize cleaning in here, as, we want to make sure that this area is nice and, spotless. Whenever there's food nearby, we want to make sure that there isn't, dirt and muck and grime and all of that. You'll also see that we have a fair amount of potatoes. The harvest worked out relatively well for us, so that's going to be a few meals. We're not going to be cooking them all at once because they take a long while to spoil, whereas our simple meals do spoil a little bit more regularly. So we're going to keep our eye on that as time goes by. I think it's going to take maybe up until midday for Lostiel to complete that piece of research, but with night on its way, let's check in on Bomfin. So, looking at your health here, my friend, you are doing good. You have 75% immunity already, which is great. The plague is only having a 28% effectiveness against you, so I think we are going to be absolutely fine. We've got a whole heap of granite blocks that we're going to be able to make use of, thanks to Morg taking down this old ruin close by. Yeah, everyone's busy. Everyone's doing their thing, and while things are going to be a little bit dirtier while Bomfin is resting, his health is our top priority. It looks like Lobelia is just taking some time for herself, playing one of these little puzzles. Simultaneously, we have a dry thunderstorm, which doesn't seem to wake Bomfin. No, but perhaps, this is a reaction to him being unwell. Lostiel, be very careful with those horseshoes. Any metal out here is, dangerous. And another thing to note, we solved the mystery. The noise we were hearing in the last, the roadblocks, is coming from Wilson. Whenever he chucks this doll down, it makes the noise. So, yeah, that's what's doing it. I don't know if we're going to hear it here again, but, that's where it's coming from. You know what? Let's go ahead and deconstruct this one for now, just so that Wilson might have a proper bed to himself. Oh boy, we've got a fire. That could be a problem. Let's make sure that Wilson can access that. I think we're going to go ahead and add this to our home zone. That way, we're going to deal with the fire. And Bomfin is up, heading across. And I think it's probably okay for him to do that now. We are very close to having that full immunity. And getting all hands on deck here is going to be worth it, I think. Oh, Lobelia is sniggering at Losteel's jawline. I see. Well, it looks like everyone's here except for Losteel, but it looks like we have got to the fire in time. With the thunder still raging on ahead, that should be the last of it. Excellent. Thank you, team. Let's go ahead and clear that. Lovely. Well, I certainly spoke too soon. We've had a thunder strike right in the center of town, and it's coming for our Lambus, which we do not want that. So, get over here, team, and let's get to work, please. Sooner rather than later. Lovely. Oh dear. Losteel, love your work. Well, everyone was resting, but we've got more fire. However, that fire is going to be put out by the rain. Yep, it's a rainy thunderstorm now. Not as dangerous. Bomfin, I'm sure, is feeling quite at home. And, well, Bomfin is up and about. He has immunity. Yes, good sir. You have made it, and I'm feeling awfully guilty for there being no light in here now. Let's make that happen. There we go. A nice torch lamp. Placed in there. Should be fine. We do need more wood, though, it would seem. We've got the cherry wood to do it, but not regular wood. Oh, Bomfin, why are you sleeping here, my friend? Because it's still a medical bed. I apologize, my friend. I apologize. Let's let you go rest back in there. Oh, dear. No, he's just going to be working now. That's all right. A little bit of disturbance. He shouldn't be working at the moment, but I think it's because he's up. He wants to get straight to it, and I don't blame him. So what I'm noticing with the rich soil is we need to have fertilizer of some kind for it to actually, come back. So what I found out is that we need fertilizer, and we can actually get, part of that here, making raw compost. So I think we're going to set this to do forever as well. And then what we're going to need is a compost bin. Look at that. We've finished our next bit of research. Fantastic. So we are going to be moving on to the Dwarven apparel. Yes, please. But we are going to be in need of this compost, and I think just making some compost bins down the side here should be all right for us. I've also just noticed that we have a dead Arctic coyote out here, so I think Lobelia should be able to make use of that for us. Yeah, thank you. Be careful though. And an animal transport pod crash. Well, okay. Once again, not a pod, but a boar that's arrived here regardless. We might be able to bring this back to health. It is pretty damaged, however. Chelsea. Yeah. I mean, it is capable of being ridden. It could be worth us trying to save this one. Yes, it is Losteel that's going to be heading up there to try and rescue this one. It's a gamble, that's for sure, but a mountable boar, that does sound interesting. Well, Losteel does have it in hand. It really depends on how bad its injuries are. We're going to do what we can to save it. Well, once again, we are moving things around, and that's because we are going to be building a tailor's bench in here for Bomfin. Yeah, we want to make sure that he has access to the tools necessary to make us the clothes that are going to get us through the cold. And something else worthwhile is going to be getting a nice doormat here. Hello, Otter. You're trouble, aren't you? We're going to mark you for hunting. Yes, Morg, we're going to make sure that we take care of that one there. Thank you very much. And look at that. We have ourselves a compost bin. Soon we should have ourselves some fertilizer. Oh, Morg, how's it going? Oh, it's not Morg. It's the squirrel. And oh boy, we've got another fire. Did not realize we had that raging here. That is potentially a problem. That's going to burn down a whole heap of our trees. Eventually, rain will arrive, but that could take a while. And how much healing did you need? Okay, I think it's been dealt with. Losteel? Yes. Possibly. Blood loss is extreme. Oh, you're dead. You died. Well, okay. I don't think Lostiel actually managed to get round to healing. Chelsea, I'm sorry. We tried. We did try. Still, you'll keep us fed, and that rain will deal with the fire that's over here, thankfully. Morg, keep it up, buddy. It's not attacking you yet, but it will soon. So make those arrows count, good sir. Well, I know I was saying that the potatoes were going to last us a while. We've gone through them pretty quickly. 5 mouths to feed. It's quite a few. And we've finished our next lot of apparel. Thank you, Lostiel. Next thing that I would like to look into is leather tanning. It's not going to be too much research for us to do, but it is going to allow us to use the leather that we've been building up to make gambesons and quilted vests, very useful pieces of equipment. That's another compost bin put in place. And you know what? We could take Lostiel off research for now, but I suppose that's not going to change too much. Morg, how's the hunt going? Ah, there we go. We got ourselves an otter. Bring that one back, and Morg should help us continue our construction projects that are going on at the moment. The last of the flame is fading. Good. While the storm is still raging, Lostiel and Morg are killing some time, throwing some horseshoes. I'm hoping that we are going to get these berries in tomorrow because they have, degraded slightly. That's going to be first on Bompfin's list of things to do tomorrow. Lostiel, I think we might take you off researching just for now, or rather make construction more of a priority. And with our 4 asleep, another day rolls by. Bompfin, first as always to rise, and with a bit of a fire burning up here, I think it's probably going to be better if we get to that now. It is close enough that it's going to be a problem. So let's expand that home area and get Bompfin up there. Whether or not this is something Bompfin could accomplish by himself, we will see. It looks like maybe. We appreciate your work, good sir. Nearly there. Oh, let's go expand that zone. Just a little bit further out to there and there. And yes, we do have a fire. Bompfin, if you could finish that off for us, that would be swell. There we go, a little bit more. Oh, it's still spreading. We're so close to finishing it off. I believe in you, good sir. One more piece here. And just like that, done. That Arctic fox could be a problem before long. We'll ignore it for now, though. Yeah, you can live, little buddy. In the background, we did have a quest pop up here. It expires in 10 days. Diwali, king of the Dwarven Hill clans, says that a friend has been wounded while traveling. The victim's name is Lewis, a 66-year-old Hobbit gardener. Okay. There may be unknown threats nearby. Let's have a look at Lewis. Oh, no information. Okay. How far away is that going to be? Let's see. Okay, so he is here in the Ithis Meadow. He's quite a ways up into the northeast. That's a few days' journey, and right now, unfortunately, we don't have the food to make that kind of a journey. Unfortunate as it is, I don't think that's going to be a quest that we can accomplish. Yes, let's hope that he finds another way out of there. Once again, we are short on trees, so Lostiel is going to be chopping down a whole heap of those for us so that we can get some more of these construction projects done. I am happy to see that we have a proper doormat here now, though, so we shouldn't be bringing in as much mess. There we go, Lostiel. Finally getting some chairs in our dining room. It's been a long time coming. And we'll get that table moved into this space here. I feel like that might go a little bit better and just make it nicer in general for the people who stay. I have designated another growing zone for us for some more lambas because I want to have as much of that on the go as possible. Yeah, we need to have some better food stockpiles than we have right now, which is getting low yet again. Excellent. Lostiel has gained some more skill while she's been going about her day, so let's have a look at that might here and see where we want to go next. Tiger Strike. We could just try and max it out. Flowing stance increases, or rather decreases the amount of stamina necessary, so sure, we'll do that. And it looks like another one of those puzzles was solved. I think I'd like to have a little bit more fertilizer on the go as well, so if we do have some spare wood, I think we'll try and get those constructed. Thank you, Lostiel. Well, I don't know how we got the 47 gold in here. That might have possibly come from Wilson. I'm not sure. I can't be sure. But I am glad that we have a table here now that is actually being used. We do have another table on the map, this sandstone table that we could take, or even this nice iron one. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and move this. I think that'll fit quite well there. Nice. Yeah, good. And now that we have room, let's get this tailor's bench in position. Okay. Good clothes before too long. Well, the morning has arrived and we're going to need something of a stopgap for our food. Lostiel is clearing the area here for growing, which is fantastic. But yeah, we're definitely going to need something else for the time being. That boom rat being so close, I'm not so keen on that. But we do have, quite a few other creatures out here, which this Arctic fox has been slaying for us, and I think it's probably about time that we slay that Arctic fox. And we have llamas, or alpacas. Alright, you know what? Let's go ahead and mark this one for hunting. Whether or not Morg will be able to survive a fight, we'll see, because we have Bompfin as well, don't forget. Bompfin can always do some blasting, and he might need to. Let's see. Okay, a bit of a strike there. Okay, come on, Morg, you can do this. We believe in you. There we go. And revenge. Luckily, we have Bompfin nice and close here, dropping the deer to the ground. He does what he does best. How much of this is left? Missing body parts 0%. No, it's still got everything. Wow, it's actually in good condition, all things considered. Not bad. Bompfin, thank you very much, good sir. And you know what? We might want to consider marking some of these alpacas for hunting. I don't know how long they're going to be on the map for, so let's make the most of it. Hunt, hunt, and hunt. We'll leave 2 of them. And that does mean that we have more meat coming in here now. Morg will be dropping off another dead body in here before long. Bompfin cleaning things up. Thank you, my friend. Doing a great job. Wilson just joking about panthers. Sure. Fine. Let's get that table here before too long. Lostiel, love your work. Even more lambus in place now. That's good. 44% grown. We're going to have quite the harvest. I'm just hoping we'll be able to harvest in time. Yeah, let's get more of these trees chopped down. And for that, unfortunately, we're going to have to swap things around a little bit here to make plant cutting more of a priority for Lostiel. She is going to be the fastest at doing it, after all. Well, our meals are a pretty nice mix at the moment. We've got meat, berries, and milk. Raw meat, though, as an ingredient? Are we sure that we're not cooking it? Well, it must be cooked, but it was raw when it went in there. I'm assuming that is the case after all. Lobelia, love your work. At Lostiel, the same with you. She felled those trees incredibly quickly, which means that we should be able to get some of these construction projects done. Only issue is Morg is the person that we have designated to be doing construction at the moment, and he is hunting alpacas, which isn't an issue. It just means that we'll have to take someone away from a job at some point here to get this building done. But you know what? I think we're not going to have to worry. Lostiel is going to be completed with her growing before too long, and well, she's also a great constructor, so she'll be able to jump in and get that done for us. Things are getting a little busy in the kitchen here. Bompfin trying to keep things under control as much as he can, getting that stuff out of there. And, well, we've got that compost coming along. Nearly, 60% on some of them. And with that, I believe we are going to be able to create some fertilizer and fill back in these slots here where the soil has become, normal. Just extending our footpath down here a little bit, and eventually we will want to get a footpath that's going to go right around towards where these benches are. And you know what? I think we can get that done now. And yes, that is going to encroach a little bit on our grow zone, but I think that's going to be okay. Bompfin, you heading out to go and, bring them in. Fantastic, and I think that's the last of the alpacas that we set for hunting, so good stuff. I really do want Bompfin to be making those clothes for us today because it is -7 outside, so we need to get some warm stuff very, very soon. So getting that tailor bench up and running is definitely a priority today. We're going to be stealing Lostiel away to make sure that this gets done. And barring no failures, there we go. We've got ourselves a tailor bench. Fantastic. Now, the easiest thing for us to do is to go through and have a look at the comfortable temperature range. So right now, Morg is probably going to be the coldest. Lobelia can go down to -19, still be comfortable. And as we can see, Blastiel can go all the way down to -69 with this blue felt coat on. Bomfin is good to -8, which is kind of where we were overnight. So we want to make sure that we get some to Bomfin and Morg at this stage. And honestly, I think just making 2 more pelt coats is going to do what we need it to. So yeah, we will get nicer clothes over time. And I think it's probably worth us having a look at, maybe a Hobbit dress or something like that for Lobelia, just so she doesn't have to worry about the kilt situation we have going on. So we'll chuck in some Hobbit pants there. And you know what? I'm tempted to make this Hobbit Traveler's Pack as well. It's utility and it increases carrying capacity. You know what? I wonder if more than just hobbits can make use of the Traveler's Pack. Could be worth us trying to make a few of them. Let's go ahead and just make 2 for now and see if that's possible. Well, Bomfin, fantastic. Some extra magical ability for you. So obviously we're just going to keep on bumping up Lightning Bolt. We're going to go for the efficiency here. We want that to be as efficient as possible. You might also notice down here in our meeting hall, we are trying to get a very nice, rug put in place. It's going to use quite a bit of our leather, but I feel like that's going to be a sacrifice that's going to be worthwhile. It's going to improve their mood while they're in here, having a munch on things. We do have our final chair put in place, so I'm pretty happy about that. Morg, how about we get that table moved, huh? A little bit of extra space for us to spread out. It will need to get repaired though, so perhaps we get repairing it because it's not going to look so nice with it all, munched up as it is. Thank you, my friend. Lostiel is making good progress on our little path around the outside here as well, and it looks like Bomfin is getting on to creating some of those coats for us, which is fan-friggin-tastic. You might also notice that we haven't really worried about making a wall or anything else like that to protect us yet, and I think it's because we don't have a need for it yet. Yes, we should prepare in advance, but we also don't really know where our problem areas are going to be. I think sealing off this area could help, and same thing up here as well, but we do have this quite wide open area here for us to deal with, so yeah, we'll think about that one for now. And it looks like any moment now, yes, Bomfin has finished the coat. Wonderful. Now, who the lucky wearer of said good coat is going to be, we don't know yet. I suppose we'll see. Not Wilson, please. I just had a thought. We're not going to be able to make this yet, and it's because the leather is being used by Bomfin, and that's fine. I think once we have some more leather stockpiled, we'll have a look at getting a nice big rug in here too. Well, with our settlers settling down for the evening, that's another day done in Lost Lorien. The temperatures are most certainly getting lower, so let's get those coats finished, Bomfin. Oh, Lobelia, you're looking nice and warm at the moment. What are you wearing? Plain leather pelt coat. Oh, you went and chucked one on, which means that, poor Morg won't have one. So Bomfin, we're probably going to need you to make another coat for us. Oh no, you're working on another one right now. Well, that's good. Keep on doing what you're doing. Oh, of course, we are going to need another one because Bomfin isn't actually wearing the coat at the moment. He must have taken it off at some point. So that's fine. We'll go ahead and add another one to that work order for now. Well, seeing as we have so many plant scraps still, I'm looking at getting some more compost put in down here. This whole corner is going to be used for that. Bomfin, you're doing a fantastic job. I think that's another pelt coat nearly done. Finish that up as soon as you can, and hopefully we'll get one of us wearing that before too long. I'm going to try not forcing them to wear things. Yes, so I think Lobelia did take off that cape at some point. Who's it going to be then, huh? Who's it going to be? Morg. There we go. Fantastic. And you know what? I think we should be able to get these pants onto Lobelia as well. That is, if she is willing. There we go. Nice new pants for Lobelia. Lovely. We are once again getting low on food, however. Lambus, while lasting for a long time, takes a long time to grow. Yeah, I think we're going to want to have some faster growing crops in the meantime. Obviously, rice is a fast growing crop, so getting some rice going there would be rather nice. At the same time, we should look around the map to see what we can find. There is a single goat out here all by itself. We could try to tame it, but I think for now we will just hunt. And we've got a dead buck out here too. So something did the killing. Could have been that Arctic coyote, possibly. We won't know. There's another long dead goat here, missing most of its body parts. We do still have those 2 alpacas up there as well, which I think we're actually going to go ahead and mark for hunting because, yeah, they're going to wander off the map before long, so there's not much use in us keeping them around. It was probably you, Cougar. Yes, and we do have this ambrosia here as well, which if we harvest, we'll have to be kind of careful with the use of it. It can really boost mood, so I think we will harvest for now, and we'll try and keep it separate and limit how much we're going to actually use of it. Harvest away then. Well, it's that time of the night where everyone gets to unwind. And unwind they are. You might notice that we haven't finished off our little construction project here. We do need to do a little bit more work on that. Bomfin, however, isn't crunching stone at the moment. He is making us some wonderful garments. So we're going to have to wait until we can get some more in, or until some can be retrieved from deconstruction. And that's definitely an option for us. We have these large structures which we can go ahead and claim and deconstruct. Don't think we want to build a copy of it. No, we'll deconstruct it. We'll take the materials. And just checking in with our quests, we still have a whole week to go with Wilson. Oh boy, it's going to take a while. It's the start of another day, and unfortunately we don't have any food right off the bat, so we're going to need to make sure that that gets done. Don't consume that raw meat, rather let's get cooking, Lobelia, and you'll be able to have the first meal that is hot off that stove. There we go. And we have our last pelt coat created. Bomfin, thank you very much. Bird skin, and it's also good quality, so I'm sure that's going to be of use to you. Bomfin was trying his best to eat some raw meat, but we stopped him there. Oh dear, and a fight had started, but it's okay. Oh no, it's not okay. Wilson enraged Bomfin. That's not so good. So currently, Bomfin is enraged. How much trouble is this one dwarf going to cause? I hope not too much. Let's just let him storm around for now. We're not going to put him down. We're just going to hope that he's going to ride this out. And if he needs to take out his anger on anyone, take it out on Wilson, please. Oh, so the reason he got enraged was because he's wearing the bear headdress. I see. And it's hostiles that will suffer his wrath. He attacks at double speed, so it's actually kind of a good thing, but unfortunately there isn't any fighting going on at the moment. But it's good to know that that's an effect that can happen. Very nice, Bomfin. Very nice. Just let's have no one else get into a fight with him for now. Wilson, you're very bloody lucky, good sir. And with the extra meat coming in, we have a few more meals stashed away, which is exactly what we want at this stage. And oh boy, Lost Eel was certainly busy. We've got a whole heap of ambrosia. We want that back here in this newly created pantry shelf. I've also changed the drug policies around a little bit, so they shouldn't just be consuming it all the time, only if their moods go below a certain threshold. I do want to see that back before too long though. Well, it looks like we can still use Bomfin just fine. We're going to send him over to do some work. His lung has been crushed though by Wilson. Youch. Didn't realize it was that bad, buddy. I suppose we can't control him at the moment, so no, that is also something that's not going to happen. We're going to change your bed to being a medical bed, and hopefully you'll allow us to give you some treatment before too long, because yeah, crushed lung doesn't sound like it's fun. For now, we'll get Lost Eel to come up here and haul back as much as she can. And she grabbed pretty much the whole lot, except for this last grouping here. That's okay. Get that into position, please. There we go, we've got ambrosia in the kitchen now, so they will probably grab some of it, and if they need to, they will use it. Bomfin is just going to carry on being enraged. I don't know how long that's going to last for, my friend. Hopefully not until you pass out. Jeez. Well, Morg's been busy finishing off this path. We have ourselves a raid. Bomfin, let's keep that rage going, buddy. Yes, we have two individuals here who are rushing straight in, so we are going to need to prepare for this. We have Dumbo and we have Dotka. Okay, no pre-existing conditions at this stage. Okay, you are a hunter and you are a framer. Quite good at construction. Not bad. Dumbo? Magically gifted. Interesting. You might be able to make use of either of these people. Still, let's get ready. Right, so the best thing we can do right now, I think, is head back to Bomfin, because we can't move Bomfin, but Bomfin can move. Wilson, for now, hide in the bedroom. Actually, you know what? Hide down here. Yeah, that'll be better. Caddy, please don't get hurt. Dumbo, what are you going to do here? We need to present some kind of threat to them, so let's get ready. Morg, we're going to have you pop out the front here. Wilson, you're heading down, that's good. We'll keep you two nice and close. Lostiel, you don't have any key currently, do you? No, but you do have stamina. Okay, so what we're going to do is unequip your weapon if we can. Just for now, we are going to drop those blades, and we're going to get ready to cause some trouble. And the trouble's already arrived. Dumbo is attacking Caddy. Well, Bomfin, you might not be of use here today. We're going to move Morg up towards the top here to see if we can save Caddy. We're going to get these two rushing in as well. All we need to do is lure them back. Caddy, I'm sorry, you might get downed here. But I suppose worse things could happen, huh? Morg, bait them in if you can. Jeez. Bomfin, he's fully healed. Okay, well, he recovered by himself. Oh, god damn. Nicely done, my friend. Okay, let's go for Docker. We're going in for the kill. Lostiel, you know what? We do need key for that. Well, I guess get used to using your fists. We're going to send you both into melee attack here. Let's see how that goes. Oh, and you're down. Just like that. Fantastic. Morg, you're free to go. As for the two of you, let's see. Caddy, you need to be treated right away. So hopefully you are going to go to a sleeping spot. You are. That's great. We'll let everyone start to rest. Dotka is straight up dead. Dumbo is alive. Do we want to try and save Dumbo? Vladlena here, who was a hideaway, a hunter, magically gifted. I think that's something that we could make use of. Also a good crafter, okay with animals. Dumbo, we might be able to save you yet. The question is, where are we going to keep you? I think we might be able to keep you just in here for now. Keep this as a temporary prisoner room. I think we'll just steal one of these beds for the time being. We're going to have it reinstalled over here. We do need to move rather quick with this. So Lobelia will be moving that there. And we're going to get Dumbo rescued before too long. Lostiel, we are going to need your healing here, though. That's the thing. Okay, so this is now for prisoners. Lostiel, I would like you to capture Dumbo, if you'd be so kind. We are then going to have to heal Dumbo, and you know what? I don't think we're going to use our herbal medicine here. We're just going to see how they go. So I believe Lostiel is going to tend to Caddy first of all, which, you know, I am completely on board with that. Thank you. Caddy does need proper treatment. There we go. Good quality, or rather, you know, as good as it can be. The lambus plant has died because of the cold. Oh dear, that's not good. That is not good. And we do have a medical emergency here. So, yeah, let's see to these wounds as quick as we can. There's many wounds here, but we are tending to them. Lostiel moving and working as quickly as she can. On to Dumbo now. Let's see if we can save you. Only 10% consciousness at this stage. Bomfin's rage has finally come to an end. Well, ain't that something? We're still getting some pretty good treatment here, considering we're not really using much but our hands. Lostiel, thank you. And Dumbo, for now, is in restraints. Right, while everyone sleeps, we can see that we actually have some fertilizer here, which can be used. Fantastic. That's good to see. Bomfin, straight to work. We are going to have to do something about this body and digging a grave. Let's see, perhaps over here for now. Yeah. Bomfin, we're going to be stealing you away, my friend. Good to see that you are wearing a coat. Yes, good. And with that done, we are going to bury them. Yes, needs to be done. Away with you for now. And that, well, That was a combat that could have gone a lot worse. We didn't have our caster with us. Dangerous, I know. Very dangerous. But here we are. We're still alive. Morg finishing his path for now. And the Lambus slowly starting to die off, which is not great news for us. There is some good news though. We are slowly filling in these spaces with the fertilizer, so that's working at least. We will need a lot more compost bins though. And we can see that the Lambus is actually not growing at all now. It is just too cold. That is a problem. One that we're going to need to overcome. Thankfully, we do have a large amount of animals up here at the top of the map. We're going to need to take advantage of that, but unfortunately, meat doesn't last for long. We are going to be skimping it this cold winter, most certainly. In the meantime, Losteel is finishing up the last of the research necessary to allow us to make gambesons, something that we're probably not going to be wearing right away because of the cold temperatures, but we might be able to wear it underneath the coat. We'll have to see there. With that being done, we're going to do something that we probably should have done sooner, which is research Pemmican as well. We are going to need a mixture of plant matter and meat though, and the berries that are on the map probably aren't going to be there for very long at all. Just having a look around here, I think all the bushes are gone at this stage. I would really like to keep Dumbo, but I'm concerned about us not having food to last winter and getting an additional mouth while we have Wilson here. That's a risk that I don't think we should take. As difficult as a decision as it is to make, I think we might need to let them go. And healing them up and letting them go will get us some good faith, so not all is lost there. So for now, we will have no reaction. Oh my gosh, we still have pods. Somehow we still have pods, and we have a dog, Joy, a German Shepherd. I see. Well, goddamn, death in 2 hours. We can't just let this dog die. We're going to rescue Joy. I don't know why we're having those crash down, but we are. Somehow, from the sky above, animals are falling. Losteel, do some tending, please. Well, hey, some good news. Bompfin has actually finished making the Hobbit packs. Let's see. There should be another one around. Who is wearing it? Checking in at the gear here. Lobelia is. So the question I have is, can others wear them? Cannot. Dwarf cannot wear this. I see. Well, that makes perfect sense. Well, we got one to trade, and this is an excellent one at that. So, yeah. Oh, that's also excellent. Good. And a medical emergency Dumbo. I think it's because of the blood loss. It is. Yeah. Well, we're doing all we can for you, Dumbo. We really are. Lobelia, please keep that food flowing in. Morg is going to be very, very busy hunting up here in the north what animals are left up here, boars and all. And heck, if things go really bad, there's always the insects, isn't there? Yeah. Turkey too. Well, I think we have to go for the lot, really. Yeah, let's do it. The one good thing about winter is that things get cold and they freeze, and that frozen meat can last a lot longer. This is going to spoil in 9 days, and here, the simple meal will spoil in 2 years because it's so cold in here. We're going to have to run with colder temperatures overall. We are comfortable in them because of our nice coats. It does mean that, unfortunately, we will be sleeping in the cold, which is going to give us a little bit of a negative, but, you know, I feel like we can work with that still. Lobelia getting the next lot of that meat in, I feel like we're probably going to be okay, as long as we can keep this going in, and, well, if it keeps on freezing, we'll be looking all right. Yes, more of the Lambus is dying off because of the cold. Look at it go. Just vanishing. There isn't anything that we have access to that can grow under 0 degrees Celsius. No surprises there. Freezing plants, it's not so good for them. Even so, we'll have a diet of meat and ambrosia, and with that meat will come leather. We will be able to make more clothes for us given enough time. And while this will produce a small amount of heat, I think it is important for us to have some form of light source here, even if it's maybe a wall sconce. Let's get it over this side though if we can. I want to have a little bit of light on the table. We could go for 2 even. Why not? Luxury. If that does affect the meat too much, we'll just have to store the meat somewhere else for the time being. Many hungry mouths to feed. Who knows? Maybe Dumbo could stay. We are still feeding her for now. I suppose we'll see, won't we? Well, now that potentially changes things. Tribespeople from the Zaraga Confederation have arrived nearby. We can preemptively attack them. There are just 2 of them for now, both humans. We have Lur and we have Charo Reira. I see. Well, let's go and check in on them. Very artistic, super immune. Wow, okay. And Lur, an undergrounder. Wow, quite good at melee. Very good at construction and mining. Potentially useful. Yeah. A good fighter, that's for sure. Well, we're not wanting to grab too many people, but I guess never say never. We are going to prepare for this fight though, and Lostiel, we still haven't meditated, have we? No, we haven't. So instead, I think we are going to have you using your regular blades. Unfortunately, they have kind of degraded a little bit. We're going to go ahead and equip that, just like normal, and then we're going to get all of us together. Let's go, team. Everyone gather on up. We're going to be heading up towards the top. And I think Morg is already there. Right, so I think we probably want to start things off with a lightning bolt. If I had to take a guess. Morg, we're going to have you here. Mad Moose. Okay, that's also potentially dangerous, so we'll be ready for that. An attack coming from the rear at the same time. Morg's already taken a few shots. We'll actually wait and see if he lands one. It doesn't look like he's going to. Instead, we're going to go ahead and lightning bolt over there. Get a nice stun in. Get Bomfin to move on back. Alright, you two, I'm going to need you both to get a little bit closer here now, as trouble has arrived. Lobelia, surprisingly enough, you're very good at fighting, but Lostiel, we want you to get in there first. Okay, Morg, moving around the side now, if you'd be so kind. Let's actually get you down here. And Bomfin, you know what? Let's get you attacking as well. Yup, everyone get involved. Morg, we actually want you to be shooting at Shar over here. I feel like that's going to be a better use of your abilities. Let's grab you. Okay, there we go. Oh boy, Bomfin's become enraged, and Bomfin is doing what Bomfin does best, which is chase down his enemies now. Morg, oh boy. Okay, forgot about the moose. Totally forgot about the moose. That's okay. Lostiel got absolutely... No, it's fine. That's good. Okay, melee attack that moose. Lobelia, you've got some ambrosia warmth on you at the moment. We're going to do some melee attacking there. Bomfin is going to chase down Char up the top here. We'll stay zoomed out so we can see what's going on overall at the moment. The moose is getting attacked. Bomfin coming down. Lostiel, a little bit of damage there. Lobelia did take quite a hit, it seems. Let's just see how bad that is. Just a bruise. Okay, so everybody, relax. We made it. And unfortunately, they're dead. It looks like they have okay gear. Iron, Sylvan, elf armor. It's poor quality, and it's now dead man's clothing, so yeah. We're gonna go ahead and unforbid them. The silver, the weapons that they have, specifically, and we need to dig 2 graves. As you can see, Bomfin is enraged. That bear headdress does set him off, so that's something that we have to be aware of going into combat, is that we won't be able to cast magic because that boy gets angry, and that's okay. Let's go ahead and put down 2 graves. Oh boy. Do we want to tend to these wounds out here? That is a crack to your jaw, and that's just a bruise, so I think that's going to be okay. Let's get you working on them, both of you, if you'd be so kind. Morg, I think, is going to go carry on hunting. How about we just haul that moose for now? That would do well. And Bomfin's just going to chill out up here for now. Yeah, a fair bit of excitement this episode. A fair bit. Dear. Let's get them buried, thank you. Lobelia, burying the other. Yeah, we're not going to take any of their stuff. Go on. Get buried. and then we're heading back. We need to do some recovery. I know Lostiel is going to do some self-tending, that's good, and then we're going to need to tend to Lobelia. Lobelia, let's make sure you are just going to rest in your bed. I wonder, if you're just resting in there, can we treat you the same way? I think we can. Some extra tending there, and I think, yep, Lobelia is going to get tended too. Excellent. I think we'll probably be able to get Lobelia up and running before too long. Yeah, it's not that much of a wound. Smashed with the left. I mean, it's a little bit of damage, granted. And you know what? Lostiel, we can just get you to meditate, can't we? Let's actually get you to come over here for now. Just away from all of this, just for the time being. We are going to have to get rid of all of this, blood and mess before long. Let's get you meditating here, if you'd be so kind. Rather, we might have to actually tell you. Let's see. There we go. Meditate away. Mind over body. Yeah, you're perfectly fine. All right. Lostiel, you can go back, do what you need to do. Feed Lobelia. Oh boy, what a time. What a time. We've got one more meal in there at the moment. Lobelia, we probably do need to have you back up on your feet, as much as I hate to say it. We have to go into here and change your bed rest for now. Yeah. We need some of those meals to get dealt with. And then you can rest. Rest will come eventually. And I think with that, we are going to be wrapping up for today's episode. We have 2 potentially new colonists in the form of Joy and Dumbo. We had 2 attacks, and, well, it would seem that the cold is here well and truly. And Lambus takes a long time to grow. We definitely will be growing that as soon as we can. Yeah, Lobelia, we love your work. Look at us, slowly coming together. And you know what? Because this isn't the wealthiest of colonies, we're not getting very, very big raids. That can change, but you know what? Morg is throwing a party, and the rescued animal isn't joining the colony. That's fine. So Joy, I think, is going to just choose to leave. That's okay, Joy. We wanted to help, and you do have an infection, so yeah. Probably better that you don't join. All the same, there's a party happening. Where it's happening, I'm not so sure. Up here with Morg? Oh, just up here by the dead boar. Perfect place. Wilson hanging out. Yeah, I feel like that's where we will wrap things up for today. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider leaving a comment or a like to let me know if you enjoyed the show, or alternatively, if you have any advice to throw my way. This has been a big relearning process for me, of course. And so as Bombfin angrily stamps around the map, that's where we're going to leave it. I've been Rycon. You have all been awesome. And until next time, stay tuned.